to start by explaining what the purpose of protein powders are if you're not familiar. Also the different types, because they are not created equal and there are different ones for different purposes. And I am going to tell you all about the benefits, the ones I use, all that good stuff. So if you are ready for all of that, then I suggest you stay tuned. Welcome back to my channel. It is good to see you guys. Today is all about protein powders, as you can see. So I have a few different protein powders here. First of all, I'm going to start by explaining what the purpose of protein powders are if you're not familiar. Also the different types, because they are not created equal and there are different ones for different purposes. And I am going to tell you all about the benefits, the ones I use, all that good stuff. So if you are ready for all of that, then I suggest you stay tuned. Okie doke. So protein powders. Protein powders are awesome supplements. It's basically a substance that allows you to help develop muscle, increase performance, your strength, all that good stuff. You have most likely probably seen them used by like athletes, bodybuilders, fitness influencers like myself. So we use these quite a bit for that exact reason, building our strength and our muscles, our curves, all of that good stuff, right? But even elderly people who have illnesses, who have deficiencies in protein, can use these supplements as well to kind of bridge the gap between what they're consuming in their diet and then what they're lacking in their diet. So that's another rule of thumb. But like I said, ideally, you're probably seeing these amongst people who are in the fitness world, right? So these substances, the supplement, it contains an element called BCAAs, which you may or may not be familiar with, which is basically branched chain amino acids. And that's what you need in order to recover your muscles, strengthen your muscles, grow your muscles. And they are little tiny chains that are found in proteins, and they are essential, right? So to take it a step further, there are different types of protein powders, right? As like I mentioned earlier, they're not created equal. They're not created equal at all. So I will start with one of the more popular types of protein powders, which is whey, W-H-E-Y. Pretty sure you've heard of it. You're probably like, okay, what exactly is whey? I've heard the term before. What does it look like? So 4 out of 5 of these are whey proteins, because that's what I take from regularly, are whey proteins. And they tend to be the leading protein powder when it comes to building strength and building muscle, because it's absorbed into your muscles, into your bloodstream a lot faster. So with that being said, whey. So whey is it comes from milk. Right? So if you think of the processing of cheese, when they create cheese, what happens is this is just a byproduct. Whey is just a byproduct, right? So it's the liquid that's extracted from the curds when they're making the cheese, essentially. So it contains lactose. So some people, it disturbs their stomach if you're lactose intolerant. So for people who have a lactose intolerance, their stomach doesn't take well to lactose, that type of sugar, then they can opt for a different type of protein, which I'll get into in a second. So like I said, whey is just a byproduct of the cheese making process, right? So there's different type of whey protein. So you have the regular concentrated whey protein, which is the less expensive option. It's usually anywhere from about 60% to about 80% of protein. And then the rest of the content is carbs and fats, right? So for me, I prefer the next level up, which is whey isolate, right? So an isolate is just a more concentrated version of the powder. So essentially it's extracting the carbs and fats from it. So it's usually about 90 to 95% protein, and then the remaining is carbs and fats. So it's very low content carbs and fats. That is what I tend to use. It's a little bit more expensive than just the regular concentrated whey. And then there is hydrolyzed, which I have an option, a hydrolyzed option as well. So that is even more processed even more processed whey, where they break down the amino acids so it is absorbed into your body a lot quicker, because your body doesn't have to break those down. So that is the third option of whey protein. I prefer whey. You usually get anywhere between 20 grams to about 25 grams per scoop. They come in different flavors. Like I have cookies and cream here from Women's Best, which is one of my faves. This is my absolute fave from Formula One. Cookie or chocolate mint cookie tastes just like the mints from Girl Scouts. I've had Fruity Loops, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, all types of crazy flavors, but you gotta kind of be careful and find the ones you like, because when you're mixing them in smoothies, which I prefer to do, you know, mixing the fruit and the flavors can sometimes kind of be a mess. But I also like to pour these in like a glass of 8 ounce or a glass of water, 8 ounces, just mix it up and drink it. Because if you're a person on the go, then these allow you to get your protein in without having to eat so much food. Especially if you're a person like me that has a very high protein demand. Right? And I also am very tall. I also work out a lot, so I have to consume a lot. I'm in a surplus right now, right? So I'm eating about 2,400 or more calories per day, which is about 6 meals broken down. So of those 6 meals, 2 or 3 of those are just shakes. And with me being on the go, like I said, it's just a more efficient way for me to make sure I'm getting my protein and hitting my protein goal per day, because it's not practical for me to just sit down and eat 6 meals all the time. Okay, so that is whey protein. I actually just got this one here. This is a vegan protein, which is another type of protein. If, like I said, you're lactose intolerant or you just are vegan, you don't like the animal cruelty, whatever the case may be, that's your business. But vegan proteins are becoming more and more popular as well. These are usually derived from like peas or rice, or other whole foods. And yeah, it just allows you to still get the effects of the whey protein. It just comes from a different source. A lot of people prefer the whey because it tends to have more of an element of protein in it that sometimes you lack in other proteins, right? Speaking of other types of proteins, so this is actually a mass gainer, right? So I talked about the concentrated whey, the whey isolate hydrolyzed. This is a mass gainer, which is a different type of protein powder, and it has a different purpose. So if you are somebody that is trying to gain, somebody that has a high calorie intake level like myself, and you can't always eat your calories, or you find yourself only eating once, twice, 3 times a day, and you're just not hitting your goal, and that's why you can't gain weight, get you a mass gainer. It'll allow you to gain a ton of weight in a short amount of time. So the contents of this, right, is usually 2 to 1, right, as far as carbs are involved, carb and protein. So it's about 2 on the carb side and 1 on the protein side. As you can see, calorie wise, it's 1,230 calories. That's 4 scoops, but granted, that's a lot. It's only 4 grams of fat and only 50 grams of protein in those 4 scoops. So this is going to help you grow. If you're trying to gain size and really bulk up, this is the way to go. It'll get you there pretty quickly. So you can find these mass gainers in whey and vegan as well. And yeah, like I said, it has BCAAs. It'll kind of break it down over here. The branched chain amino acids that I was telling you about, 10.3 grams. Comes in different flavors. I think this one is non-flavored, which is awesome. Just like my collagen peptide, I actually got this off Amazon for about 30 bucks. I poured this in a glass of water along with usually my Formula One, unflavored, like I said, and this is hydrolyzed. So collagen peptide, which is awesome for hair, skin, and nails, ladies, and it's also good for building that cushion in the muscle and strengthening the muscle. So if you've been having issues, maybe with like your knees, and maybe you need to cushion that muscle a little bit, so collagen peptides are awesome. It's just a type of protein because there's different types, which I won't get into today because that's a long video. But there may be one for the future. Drop a comment in the comment box below if you like that. But yeah, I'm actually running low on this, so I'll have to order another one. But yeah, you can actually put this in brownies, cake mix, all kind of stuff. It's pretty cool. So yes, there's also several different other types of proteins like casein. There are which comes from milk as well, but it isn't absorbed into the bloodstream quite as quickly. Yeah, so there's other types, but these are probably the most popular ones you'll see. are the wheys, the vegans, the mass gainers, the isolates. So I hope that shed a little bit of light. I know I tossed around a lot of different terms, but jumping into protein powders, I will say this: be careful, right? Because a lot of people like to jump into the world of protein powders, right? But they're not building a foundation as far as their nutrition and their diet, right? So don't go out spending all this money, spending $30, $40, $50, $60, $70 a pop on these containers, because they can get pricey when you are already lacking in your diet. This is to take you to the next level. So if you don't even have level 1 established, don't go jumping the gun buying all these protein supplements and things of that nature just for the hell of it, because you're gonna end up throwing a lot of money out of the window. This is to take you to the next level, or to kind of push you over if you're on the cusp of hitting your goals, but you just need a little push to kind of, like I said, bridge that gap. But a lot of people go out and they're blowing money on supplements, $300, $200 here, $50 here. Start by getting dialed in on your nutrition, right? Making sure you're getting the right amount of macronutrients, micronutrients in as much as possible. And then you can go, okay, now I can give me a protein powder because I'm lacking just a little bit in protein. And this is gonna allow me to hit my goal, right? So that's what I wanna add in at the end point. But yeah, I hope this shed a little bit of light and you got a little bit of clarity in regards to what protein powders are, the different types, what they're used for. And yeah, I will link all of these below. I have Women's Best here. I have Supplement Superstores Formula 1. This is from Naked Mass, this vegan one. So I'll link those in the description if you're interested. And yeah, let me know if you have any experience with any other proteins, some that I should try, some that I should look out for, because I'm always open to exploring different options if they make sense. Right? I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you found this interesting and informative, and if you would like more videos like this. Now, I appreciate you for tuning in, because you could have been anywhere virtually, but you decided to be here, and for that, I appreciate it. But I will see you guys in the next video, and you guys take care.